This shows we're on the verge of something special. Trade rumors circulating around this one player could make the Padres special, and fans are excited. Welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Happy to see you guys again. We have some juicy trade rumors to go over today with your boy, Andrew. Christian's got more videos coming, of course. A lot of trade talks happening right now. Before we get into it, though, please subscribe to the channel so we can keep delivering you these juicy little trade rumors. The more rumors out there, the more we'll make videos, and the more videos we make depends on how many you subscribe. So subscribe, please. Thank you. Also, if you hear thunder, it is thundering a little bit outside today. Bear with me on that. But yeah, as you saw from the intro video, we're talking about Luis Robert Jr., which I've seen circulated a lot around the Twitter spheres and baseball spheres. So as you can see, this is just one of the many things I've seen, but notable players are potentially available per Jeff Passan. That includes, of course, Luis Robert Jr. We have a video already on Sandy Alcantara. We have a video, I'm pretty sure, on Ryan O'Hearn already from the Orioles. But there's a lot of good players out there. Nick Martinez would be nice to have back. That's not going to happen, but it'd be cool. I love Nick Martinez. But yeah, so let's start with what Jeff Passan said, because he was I don't want to say what started the rumors, but he definitely ignited the already lit fire with some gasoline. What to know? Left field for the Padres has been a disaster all season. Their .19 batting average is the worst in the big leagues, as their 2.45 on base percentage. Sorry, .245 on base percentage. They've been mediocre in the field and on the base paths. Turning to Robert, who's hitting 178, 267, 288, would essentially be replacing that production. So why trade for him? Because surely somewhere inside his 6 foot, 225-pound body lurks the player who 2 years ago hit 38 home runs. Because take him out of center and his defensive is suddenly plus in left. Because he has half as many steals himself as the Padres do as a team. Robert's salary isn't cheap at $15 million, and his options for the next 2 seasons aren't either at $20 million apiece. But Padres GM A.J. Preller didn't get to the point by playing it safe, with Michael King and Dylan Cease both set to fit free agency. This is a year to send it, and acquiring Roberts would personify that. I can read. So I have more quotes for you, and we'll get into that in a second. But I do want to show you some Luis Roberts. Hi, how you doing? I do want to show you some other tweets I saw. So, number one Padres fan, Jonathan Daza, is that confirmed? I don't think so, but he says he is. But Ryan Berger, I can't say his name, I don't know. I'm going to say this name wrong too. Kavaris Tears, Brad B-Rod, and Wandy Peralta for Luis Robert Jr. White Sox save money taking on Wandy's smaller contract while getting back real good prospects for the rebuild. Padres fixed their left field problem. I think this is a plus for both sides. So, the first thing is, I don't know if anyone wants Wandy Peralta. That being said, if anyone would take Wandy Peralta, it'd probably be the White Sox. But Wandy Peralta has been pitching slightly better, so if there's any time to sell Wandy Peralta, it would absolutely be now. But again, I don't think anyone wants Wandy Peralta. But if you throw in all these players, maybe. I do have the top 10 list. So obviously we're not going to trade away DeVries. Probably not Salas, Lesko, I doubt. So no one in the top 10. I just realized this is a little out of date because some of these players aren't on this team anymore. I guess, hold on, give me a sec while I fix that. How out of date is this? That's weird. I don't know why that happened. Okay, I put this website on ChatGPT, and I had it generate this graph for me, but it's somehow completely got the wrong data. I don't know how that happened, but I was reading it. I was like, I'm pretty sure these players aren't there anymore. My bad, y'all. I probably should have checked that better. But yeah, I mean, we can look at the top 30. I have it on this screen, so we're okay on that front. But our number 7 prospect, Kavaris Tears, he's obviously a part of that. I'm not sure how good he is, but he is 22. Sounds like a big boy, left-handed bat. So B-Rod, our 14, of course. So I'm not saying I'm going to move that image now because it's beyond wrong. I'm not saying I don't like this. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit expensive for someone, but I know the Red Sox want to sell big and get back a big return. I mean, we already gave them a lot for Cease. In a sense, they didn't pan out that well, but I mean, our 21st prospect, our 7th prospect, our 14th prospect, and Wandy Peralta. It all depends. I mean, it's risky, don't get me wrong, but honestly, any single trade we can do for any left fielder is going to be a risk because there's not anyone that's like amazing. There's a bunch of solid players that we don't know how good they'll do in the long term. But right now, in the short term, we obviously have a massive problem. So I saw this other tweet that is kind of like the opposite. For the Padres, Luis Robert is a non-starter. He cost $15 million. He's not hitting. Rumors of laziness are backed up by lengthy injury history. We already have an overplayed player not hitting in X. Let's get another one. So yeah, as you can see, he gets injured a lot. But, you know, our best player, Tatis, kind of has the same problem. So I don't know. I could see both sides of it. That he's a good, talented player who's not playing up to his talent, let's say. There's an airplane flying right over me. Hello, Mr. Airplane. But Luis Robert, I think, and I'll show you the stats in a sec. So let's go through some quotes real quick. But I genuinely think Luis Robert is a better risk than a lot of different players because he has proved he can be good. So Charlotte Baker from the Motorcycle Sports. In the beige corridors of baseball negotiations, Luis Robert Jr. commands significant intrigue despite batting. We already mentioned that. That might not set hearts alight, but his prowess in center field defense and his staggering 21 stolen bases at MLB position him as a player of substantial worth. It's in this interplay of defense and agility that Robert defines his place in the game, crafting a narrative, potential, and promise. So basically, he's really good at defense, and he's really fast. That's kind of Lockridge right now, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm sure Roberts is a better defender than Lockridge, but it all 100% depends on if Luis Robert can hit. I got one more quote, and then I'll show you some stats. Don't want to miss out on anybody, but Kevin Acee, they have been looking for a left fielder, referring to the Padres. They have been looking for a left fielder since spring training and ramped up their efforts in recent weeks. They are looking for one that can hit and is affordable. Regarding the second requirement, though people familiar with the Padres situation say money is not the primary challenge, the team is willing to add a few million to the payroll. So our owners are willing to spend to help this team win. First of all, thank you. Thank you for making it fun for a fan. But now I promised you these stats. Let me show you some stats. So, of course, my favorite website, Baseball Savant. Let's start with the stats from the years. So 2023, like we mentioned on Jeff Passan's quote, he had 38 home runs in 546 at-bats, and he had 20 stolen bases, which is funny because right now he has already more stolen bases than that. But the 38 home runs is something special. Right now, 5 isn't horrible. I mean, it's going to probably outpace himself from last year, but he's not looking great right now, right? And let's look at his 2025 stats versus his 2023 stats. So his batting run value is pretty poor. He can base run, and he can field. So we like that, right? But in 2023, his batting run value was at a 95. So obviously fantastic. And obviously batting run value measures how many runs a player creates with their bat. He's in the 95th percentile. So that means he is very good. So then we can look at the 2025 stats. Just you can tell how much that was a big thunder right there. My bad, y'all. You can tell how much the stats are changed. I mean, 2023, it's basically all red and good. But if you look at the 2025 stats, they're all average at best to not as great. But obviously, you can tell by his squared up chase, whiff, and all that. I mean, he is definitely a kind of guy who swings and misses a lot, which is funny because his strikeouts are not. It's not funny. I was going to say it's funny his strikeouts are low. No, his strikeouts, he strikes out a lot. So he's definitely a swing and miss kind of guy. I mean, he's never going to be like that 300 average hitter that we might covet. But the one thing that's really funny to me is that he walks a lot more this year than he did in 2023. Probably because he's a lot more selective nowadays, but it's also probably hurting him. But what I really want to put your attention towards is the fact that his bat speed is still elite in 2025. He hit his sweet spot is not horrible. I mean, he's still barreling the ball relatively. Not as good as he was in 2023, but he still has like that hidden power. If he, like we kind of talked about in that Tatis video, if he can really dial in that sweet spot and start hitting the ball, he just needs to find the correct angles and the correct attack angle at the ball. Genuinely, he could hit those numbers again. I mean, bat speed is still absolutely there, and he's still playing good defense, and he's still fast, obviously, 21 stolen bases already. So, genuinely, I think the walk rate and the bat speed is still exciting to me. I think he still has it. I think he needs a little bit of help And I mean, we have a bunch of hitters on our team, and we have Victor Rodriguez, who has been a good hitting coach. So genuinely, this could be a good option. Now, if you're thinking, but Andrew, he's a White Sox. The White Sox suck. Why would we want to pick someone who sucks from the White Sox? Did you forget who our second best hitter probably right now is? Gavin Sheets from the White Sox, who is now playing, I don't want to say out of his mind, but way better than he's probably ever played before. Wow, Andrew, could you show us that? Of course I can. I obviously have his Baseball Savant page for you guys. Look at these numbers. I mean, already he has 11 home runs, which was better in 2023 and 24. So look at the comparisons. 2024, everything is basically average to poor, to now it is above average to great. I mean, he still hits the sweet spot, and we've seen that obviously, but now his bat speed is up, his hard hitting percentage is up. Literally everything is up, even his batting run value, obviously, because he's a valuable player right now. I mean, the fielding isn't great. We've seen it. We've seen him hit like 3 walls. But genuinely, everything else is great. And it's not just Gavin Sheets. I have other players listed as well. I mean, Michael Kopech, I know he hasn't pitched this year yet, but when he was in 2023, he had a 5.43 ERA, and then he was kind of okay with the White Sox. Then he came to the Dodgers and pitched really well, to our dismay, but he pitched really well. There's also Garrett Crochet. I mean, Garrett Crochet was pretty good for the White Sox, but now he's one of the best players and one of the best pitchers in the league right now. I have that right here, so let me find it real quick. In 2024, 3.58 ERA. Very good, don't get me wrong, but right now he's at a 1.98 ERA. I mean, there's other players we could talk about. I know I brought up some more. Eloy Jimenez isn't doing that great. We know that. Yohan Moncada is doing okay, but he's still a possible piece. What else we got there? Maldonado's on our team. I forgot he was a White Sox. I'm not going to lie. He's not doing great, so maybe that hurt my point a little bit. But let's be honest. Playing in Chicago and playing in San Diego are completely different mindsets, and 100% Luis Robert Jr. being here could help that mindset. A little bit of tweaking. His hard hitting bat speed is still there. That's a great piece. And I mean, I can show you some of the home runs he's had. He has crazy power. There's one clip where you'll see him destroy it, but I like this pitch right here. The next one, he's getting a 100-mile-per-hour fastball from I think it's Hunter Green. Smacks it out of the ballpark, figuratively. But my next one, this one's my favorite one. Noah Syndergaard, 89 miles per hour, sends it to the scoreboard. Imagine him, like Manny Machado, breaking our scoreboard with that power he has. Out of all the options in the trade market, genuinely, even if he's expensive, I think Luis Robert can fill a very good hole. And he is probably in my top 3 trade targets. I don't know who my 1 and 2 yet are. I have to think about it. But he's definitely Luis Robert in the top 3. We'll see how things go, but we definitely need to do something. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Luis Robert Jr. Are you a pass because he's a White Sox and he kind of sucks right now? His injuries, his laziness, do you hate that? Or do you think with a little attitude change, little change of venue, he'll be good? I'm curious to know what you think. And I'm also hoping you guys could subscribe to our channel as always. Helps us make more of these videos. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Also, this video is going to be posted on Wednesday night because I work Wednesday night. And then the game recap is going to happen Thursday morning. Just FYI, if you care. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And goodbye. Go Padres.